Hello everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. Since it's right at Christmas time, I thought it would be fun to compare the two holiday trains. The original holiday train set 10173 from 2006 and the winter holiday train set 10254 from 2016. So let's get started. Alright, so here we have the completed builds. The original holiday train from 2006 is around 950 pieces and comes with 7 minifigures. And the winter holiday train from 2016 is around 730 or so pieces and comes with 5 minifigures. And I have to say, I think this is one of the first times in LEGO history that the remake is smaller than the original. I know it's not technically a remake, more like just an alternate edition that they put out 10 years after the original, but it's still very odd to see that it is smaller than the initial one they put out. And you'll have to forgive me if the original holiday train is a little bit dusty. I have had it out for the entire holiday season, which for me means about 3 months. I did just build the winter holiday train, and I will be including the speed build part of that at the end. A couple of years ago, I did a full review of the holiday train, and if you'd like to see the speed build for that one, it is still available and I will link it at the top. But I thought today it would be kind of cool to compare train cars, minifigures, and other aspects of these two magnificent trains. So I'll go ahead and show you the minifigures first. So there are 7 minifigures that come with the original holiday train and 5 that come with the winter holiday train. And they're great minifigures, but I don't want to spend a crazy amount of time on them, so I'm just going to quickly show you all of them. So for the original 2006 version, we have the conductor, love the dark red hat, another train worker, very similar, definitely a fan of the dark red and dark blue contrasting colors. One more train worker, I believe the engineer. I like this particular variation of the overalls. Then we have a few passengers. I think this tan torso may be used for some Star Wars minifigures, if I remember correctly. Got a nice classic space emblem on this torso. Love when they give a little nod to other themes. Just kind of a generic looking gentleman, another passenger, and finally probably my favorite minifigure for the original train, just because I like the use of the hair piece, which was seen a lot as Hermione's hair in earlier waves of that series. Just very unique, one of a kind looking minifigure. So here we have the conductor for the winter holiday train. I really liked that they used the dark red again. While it is different from the original, I feel like it gives a little bit of a throwback to the original by using the same color cap. Same for the engineer. I think they did a really nice job of kind of updating the original engineer. Again, I think the woman might be my favorite minifigure for the winter holiday train. And then finally you do get 2 kids. Definitely love how they now include children in a lot of these sets. Everybody was the same height for so long before they developed these small and then kind of medium legs. It's nice to be able to have different age ranges of minifigure. So a grand total of 12 great minifigures. Alright, as for the rest of the builds, first I'd like to point out that the winter holiday train does come with this little additional bench. There's not any kind of extra builds included with the original holiday train. It's just the train and that's it. For the winter holiday train, you do get this little bench build. Very cute. Love the light post with the wreath on it. Very classic little build. There is also a full ring of train tracks included with this train. I don't have them out to save space, but they're just the standard dark blue gray train tracks. Neither one of these is motorized, although the original did have the option to be motorized, obviously making it far more expensive, but that was an option that was available. I have the unmotorized version. I do have the motorized Hogwarts Express, and if I wanted to, I could take the parts from that to motorize this, and maybe in a future year I will do that. The winter holiday train also only comes with 4 train cars. The holiday train comes with 6. Even though it's only 2 additional train cars, it's about double the length of the winter holiday train. But I thought I'd go ahead and show you side-by-side comparisons of the train cars that seem to kind of resemble each other in each of these sets. And you'll have to forgive me if I don't know all of the technical train jargon. I'm not well versed in that. So here we have the engines for each of the holiday trains. This is the 2016 version, this is the 2006 version. You can definitely tell which is which because things got far more intricate as as the years have gone by. Definitely similar color scheme because they're both Christmassy and both very nice in their own right. I have always really liked this piece here in the front. Just adds a really nice decorative element there. I also like the way they built the top here and have kind of like the little bit of smoke coming out. The red wheels are also really nice. Like I said for this one, a little less fancy, but this is the train I grew up with, so I'm always a huge fan. The next train car back we have is the section that hauls the coal. Again, it's just really cool to see how Lego has changed in about a decade of time, how designs have changed, and how some things have remained the same, like the use of these leafy pieces, one white, one green, but used those as decorative elements on the sides of these trains. I also want to point out this rat that they have with the coal on this side. Kind of a funny addition. You do actually get two of those in the holiday train, and they're pretty rare. When I got the holiday train, it was incomplete, and I do remember I needed to buy at least one of those to complete it. The holiday train has magnets on either side. The winter holiday train does also use magnets, but for whatever reason, they just used a pin to attach the engine to this segment, and then the rest of the time it's just magnets to connect each additional segment. Not sure why they chose that, but it still works just as well. This segment can only be found on the holiday train. I don't know why there isn't like a passenger car on the holiday winter train. The caboose has a little bit of additional space where you could put a few minifigures if you wanted to, but it does not have a designated train car strictly for passengers. And this is a very large segment of the holiday train, so I definitely think that would have been a nice addition to the winter holiday train. So these two segments on the holiday train, they kind of combined into one segment on the winter holiday train. So this little train car has one tree and a few presents that it hauls, and they divided that into two large segments. This train is hauling several trees and a boatload of presents, so they really squashed that concept down into this version. The presents on the winter holiday train are much more intricate. They're actually little builds that are designed to look like different toys, which I really love that concept. The tree also spins as you roll the train across tracks. It doesn't really work unless you have it on the tracks, but that is also a really nice feature, is that the tree rotates as the train moves. So definitely a fan of that, and I'll go ahead and show you some of these little builds that they've designed. Like a little fire truck, a robot, a wind-up car, a little sailboat. This honestly looks like a Blacktron spacecraft. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Otherwise, I'm not really sure exactly what it is. Maybe Bumblebee the Transformer, I'm not sure. And then you do just get a couple of little present builds that look like wrapped presents. I should mention too that there is a train build around the tree, and that also spins as the tree spins as it moves around the track. So definitely a really cute little train car. I like the way they built this little cage to house all of the trees. The second rat is also in that area as well. Definitely add more trees to this if you wanted to. And then you do get this entire train bed of different presents. So most of them are just wrapped presents that have a little envelope on the top. So there's probably half a dozen or more of those. Then there are some festive flowers, a couple of apples, a couple of books in different colors. One of my favorite things, this Belleville rabbit, which is the size of a minifigure. This tricycle bike, and then a little cat that actually has a face print on it, which is a little bit more of a rare variation. Finally, we have the caboose for each train. I have to say, I think for the caboose, my favorite one is the holiday train. It is a little bit larger. I really like the use of green, especially the green door at the end here. I also like the contrasting white windows. It just feels very warm and Christmassy. And the little windows up top are also super cute. Don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic design. The dark blue just feels a little out of place to me. If that had been dark green, I would have loved this train car. Same for the dark tan windows. Just out of the whole color scheme of the train so far, this one just feels a little bit out of place. And I know it doesn't have to be super matchy-matchy, but when it comes to Christmas time, I just feel like you can't go wrong with shades of red and green. So still cute. I like the little light on either end, and the double green doors are also really nice on both ends. Both fantastic designs. fans for different reasons. So because these are both trains and trains that have been out of production for a good amount of time now, they're both pretty expensive. The original holiday train, unmotorized, goes for usually well over $300. I can't even imagine what it's going for if you actually included the tracks and motorized it. It has to be crazy expensive. The smaller winter holiday train, still expensive, but usually just over $200, $200 to $250. So certainly more affordable than the original. And while I haven't reviewed it, I do highly recommend getting the train station that was made for this one. It looks great with both trains, but I feel like if you get the train, you have to have the train station that goes with it. I happened to find the original holiday train for an exceptional deal. It was incomplete and I worked over many months to complete it in an affordable way. And then I got the winter holiday train when it actually came out. So that one was definitely affordable at the time. I hate that they're so expensive now, but if you happen to find either of them at a good deal, they're both great trains and you can't go wrong with either one. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. There are already more than 35 episodes available. See you all next time.